Charlie, if I was an old man, could I do this? Am I young?
I think these guys are proving my point.
We're brewing a Belgian Golden
Strong Ale.
We're brewing a Belgian Golden Strong Ale. Is that right? It's Belgian, it's golden, and it's strong.
I generally try to surround myself with people that are similar age to me, and these guys are trying to prove to me that they're younger.
Could I do that if I was an old man?
What do you think of Kyle so far?
He's a lot older than I expected. I'm Charlie from Golden Hive Mead.
Charlie's the emperor of a vast mead empire. El Presidente Mead. Charlie is a literal mead god. Today we're brewing a Belgian Golden Strong Ale with honey and cereal additions in honor of our very special guest, the golden child of mead who grew up to be the most powerful man in alcohol-infused abominations, Charlie from Golden Hive.
Kyle took the words right out of my mouth.
Like, that's a weird style.
Yeah, what is a golden ale?
Most people watching this probably have zero idea.
Siri.
Shouldn't you already know this, Brew Daddy?
If you've had Duvel, you've probably had a Golden Strong Ale. It's 7 to 10% ABV. It's light, so it's made with Pilsner malt. And it always has some sort of adjunct sugar. It could be corn sugar, cane sugar. In the case today, we're using honey. And some high fructose corn syrup as well, AKA honeycombs. My uncle, who's a monk on a monastery, sent us this recipe.
We want honeycomb.
And Belgian yeast is a must. And today we're using the actual Golden Ale, Belgian Ale Golden Yeast. Belgian Golden Ale yeast. And Belgian yeast is a must. Today we're using Belgian Golden Ale yeast.
Baked on a buttery crust. Baked on a buttery, crispy crust. Did I screw up again?
Yes, you did.
I did?
We're debuting our brand new kettle. We have embossed volume markers on the side of the kettle, which is pretty sweet. So you can see there we got just under 8 gallons.
So this is, I believe, 12 pounds of Pilsner malt.
Wait, how old are you again, Charlie?
25.
Dude, we're 20 years older than Charlie is. It's sad.
I don't know, it's one of those shots that people seem to enjoy.
He's all paranoid about being 20 years old.
So Clawhammer's first video was uploaded, I think, in 2009, so we're like 15 years in. To date, I think we have 24 million views. Golden Hive has 200 plus million views in 1 year. That's crazy.
So a lot of people don't know this, and I think when people see my channel for the first time, they expect that I'm an expert at this. And admittedly, I wouldn't call myself an expert, and I think that's what resonated with a lot of my followers. The whole reason I started posting in the beginning was to ask questions and get answers and recommendations from the experts. And I studied fermentation chemistry in college. I was a biosystems engineer major, and I liked to drink. My uncle made mead, and I liked his mead, and I wanted to make my own. And my first batch, it was really shitty. It quite literally blew up. This really does smell incredible.
Well, once you get it in the kettle too, woo-wee.
Once the grains have been added to the kettle, the nice thing about our brewing system is that it's pretty easy from here. Just hook up the hoses, turn on the pump, then chill out. It's so easy, in fact, that Emmett actually took a quick nap while Charlie did his job. All right, mash is done, 60 minutes.
Sweet. The next step is pretty simple. We turn the pump off.
Okay.
And then we'll close the ball valve, and then we just lift the grain basket up.
So, real quick, this I assume goes in during the boil?
Oh, during the mash. Fuck. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It was all the way over there.
So we were gonna add the honeycombs to the mash to begin with, and we forgot.
So you know why home brewing is fun? Probably the same for you with making mead. Like, we can just throw cereal in this beer, and it's fun. And like, you're not gonna go to a brewery and get a beer with honeycombs in it.
The world is your oyster. You can put whatever you want and try whatever kind of beer you want to make. So if you want to put honeycombs in a beer, you can put honeycombs in a beer.
Heck yeah. That's the beauty of homebrewing. There's no rules.
A lot of people actually trash the fermented soda videos and the experimental recipes, but I think what a lot of people don't realize is that's bringing in a whole new audience of homebrewers and people that would otherwise probably not be interested in making beer or mead, but a lot of people are interested in watching these experiments and even trying them out themselves. I think it's a great way to bring new people in to the hobby that haven't experienced something like this before.
We got distracted. We forgot the main attraction, the honeycombs.
Yeah.
So we mashed for a little bit, and we're adding them now. We're just gonna let mash past another 20 minutes. We're just gonna put the lid back on. Gonna open the ball valve back up, turn the pump back on. And if you're playing along at home, add these when you add the grains. I guarantee these are probably gonna disintegrate in 10 or 15 minutes, but we'll check back and see what happens.
All right, I'm stepping in here because we need to pull the screen basket out, and it's quite full. Yeah, I'm gonna lift because Although you're a young buck and pretty strong and fit, my old man strength, which is the thing, is starting to come in.
You can't put a number on that.
Pretty good, yeah.
I respect it.
Old man strength starts coming in around 40 and increases from there. Pop it in, Charlie! My old man strength. Oh, there we go. Started to fail me there.
Want to get you a doctor?
I think I tweaked my back on the left. Just kidding.
I think we're right on target there with our volume. I'm just gonna add the lid to speed up getting it up to boil and leave a little gap so you don't create a mess.
All right, see if you can keep up.
I helped when it's still hot.
I want to say somebody gave us this at dinner last night, but I saw it sitting on a table where the people had gotten up and left, and then they came back. I was like, we're gonna need your table, and I need this Roger Rabbit VHS tape that was on the table. And they gave it to me. The only problem is there is no actual label on it, so who knows what this really is. I'm actually wondering if I just mix this up with one of my blank tapes. If I was an old man, could I do this?
Charlie, if I was an old man, could I do this? How do you do this again? It's been so long. Did I do it right? Am I young? I did it, Liddy. I forgot how good they are. I think I'm a little buzzed from that PBR that I crushed.
If you can get pretty messed up, dumping PBR on the floor.
It gets you real drunk. Charlie, since you haven't really seen hops before, let's put them in a bowl so you can kind of get a better look before we put them into the kettle. If you just want to toss those into the hop basket there. And our next hop addition's in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna set my alarm for 55 minutes. And then when that happens, we'll add our next hop addition and then probably add the honey at that point as well. That is one of the main components of this style of beer.
Having hot flashes.
Yeah, it's heating up in here.
Is that part of getting old? Having hot flashes. Gotta cool off.
So this is our 5-minute addition. We're gonna add both ounces of the Saaz. So I'm gonna set my alarm for 5 minutes. That is when we're gonna turn the heat off and then add the honey. Thanks for bringing this to let us use. Pretty stoked on it. Can we taste the honey?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Sweet.
You need some help with that, Charlie?
It actually is pretty hard.
Do they have gyms in Chicago?
There he is.
Don't give me a lot, because my metabolism doesn't really support stuff like this. I'm not kidding. Pre-diabetes.
I'll get there one day.
You know, if you don't go to the doctor, you don't know what you have, so it's fine.
Cheers.
You don't? Are you snorting it?
Let's try to smell it and see if it... Oh, wow.
Very nice.
That's so good. Then our 5-minute addition, we're about to be at the flame out where we get to add the magical honey. That is delicious. Probably a little darker than like the traditional style would go for, but tone brewing, who cares? And it's gonna be better. That's the beauty. We call it the flame out addition because we're flaming out. So if you just wanna hit the heat button, especially with electric systems, I don't like to add any kind of sugar to an element. So we add it right at the end. It's still boiling.
For the record, this is the first ever beer brewed with Golden Hive honey.
Hell yeah.
And that just helps to make sure that there's no residual honey left in the bottle. So we are just making sure that this honey is fully dissolved and stirred in.
Boil's done, so we're gonna chill the wort with a plate chiller and assemble and sanitize a fresh keg. So we're gonna ferment this in our keg fermenter. Definitely putting a floating dip tube on this one. Full disclosure, we cut the boil a little bit short because we have a lot of stuff to do, but we're over 1070.
We had a little bit more honey than we initially called for, so.
So this is gonna be over 7%. I would say 1076.
Like 8.7%.
8.66.
Yep, that's exactly what this is.
All right, about done here. Gotta be careful with the angle when you're doing this on camera.
I don't know where your hands have been, Charlie. Yeah. All right, Charlie, we got the Belgian Golden Ale, WLP 570.
That was definitely upside down.
It was.
Bottoms up.
Heck yeah.
So this is just pure oxygen. It's gonna be an 8% beer. Yeast needs some oxygen in the first stage of fermentation. I'm just gonna hit it with that instead of shaking it.
Okay.
We really did it, guys. There's nothing to do now but to wait for it to ferment and taste it.
Yeah.
High five, time warp.
Yeah. Hey!
Time Warp technology, movie magic. So we pre-brewed this before Charlie got here so we could brew it and then taste it at the same time.
It smells really good.
It smells amazing.
Yeah, it smells like a Belgian beer for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I am not a fan of Belgian beers in general, typically, but this smells great.
I feel like, admittedly, I know almost next to nothing about how to describe beer, but all I know is it smells good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it tastes good.
It looks
It does look good.
Like
That color
it
is
fits
awesome.
the bill color-wise. They should be fairly clear according to the style guidelines, but if you do a Google image search for Belgian Golden Strong Ale, most of them, they look like this. They're not super clear.
And we
Yeah,
did
it's-
Yeah, and
zero
this-
attempt at clarifying.
Yeah, we didn't even attempt to clarify it, so. I feel like you can smell the honey
Yeah.
and like kind of some of the honeycomb. I'm into it thus far.
Don't know what that was.
Should we drink it?
Yes.
Shall
Let's
we?
drink it.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's phenomenal.
Dude, it is great.
It really does taste like honeycombs. And I think it smells a lot sweeter than it actually tastes. The sweetness isn't overpowering by any means.
It's pretty dry, honestly. That is a wild ride. I was expecting it to be like a little sweet, a little cloying, and it's super crisp. What's percent on
concur.
this? This could be really dangerous because it doesn't taste boozy at all.
No, it doesn't. It's 7.5%, 8%. We added a little bit more honey to that one than we did this one. So
Okay.
I think that's maybe 8.5%, and I think this is something like 7.5%.
Okay.
So no, it does not taste boozy.
No, there's a little bit of heat at the very end, but like not in an unpleasant way. It's just kind of like there at the very end, being like, "Hey, you better be careful."
This would be dangerous because if this is 7.5 to 8%, it doesn't taste like it. It goes
Yeah.
down so smooth, but
Kind of crushable, honestly,
Yeah.
for like a
Definitely.
big Belgian style ale with a ton of honey and honeycombs.
would you buy this in a store?
If I had a brewery, I wouldn't even hesitate to serve that to like paying customers. Like,
Agreed.
and we're pretty
100%.
honest with our beers. When they turn out not so hot,
Yeah.
we're our harshest critics.
Oh yeah.
I would have no hesitation to submit this to a homebrew competition or something like
Right.
that.
That character at the end, that's like a lot of the yeast. So if
Yeah.
you like this style, then you'd like a Belgian double or triple.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Charlie, thanks so much for hanging out with us. This was really fun.
You guys, this has been awesome.
Make sure to check out goldenhive.com for all your mead needs. And don't forget about us. Check out clawhammersupply.com. Can't leave ourselves out.
Yeah, if you guys have only made mead like myself and you want to get into beer making, these are the guys.
Clowns.
Check out Clawhammer Supply. They've got all sorts of beer making videos and equipment. So if you want to make beer, they've got you covered.